over the course of my life, I was one that everyone was just because he thought, if you ever said to someone, well, how do you want to do something, do you want to stop? He, all of us have said that one swing or another. And then it was done that third childhood, it was exactly one of these. So when you start to recognize that we all have heart, it really shifts how we think about ourselves and everybody else. It changes their quality of our relationship with our talking better. And for me, it's been it's my fault thing. You start to overtake myself up with a perspective here. I mean, I want parts of me that get triggered into feeling really a lot of shame. I have parts of me that get triggered into defensiveness. That's not really about that one. I have parts of me that are really confident and outgoing, and I have parts of me that are very shy. It takes all of these different parts of me in one person, and it's funny because that history, you look at people as though you all just had one. You don't know they're going to be one thinking here. One good. And the reason our brains are so complicated, there's no way we could juggle away all those thoughts, feelings, impulses, and organize our experience and line the way we do without having different parts of us that can take on that. It's a lot of fun. I'm lots of professional books and everything like that. It's dark. I'm also an actor as well as her and David and okay. So the question is, why do you want to get to know this? Like, there's all these parts of you that you're probably not so fond of. I have something new that I'm not so fond of. Well, I have something new that, well, get completely disoriented. I had somebody come to visit the other day, and I couldn't remember where my car was in the building. Like, there was just no way. Yeah, that's not what it. And I thought that's silly. Because it was part of me. I really don't want that part of me to get lost and disoriented so easily. And I have parts of me that act very childish when they're not. I don't really like that either. But I also recognize that whether I'm aware of it or not, all those different parts of me have an important purpose and existing. So each play an important role in how I operate in the world. And I don't always know what that is, and it's hard for me to understand how I could get the orientation to somehow. Helpful, but at some point I'm sure we'll get to meet that person and understand and have compassion for myself. And it's interesting because now that I get understanding, it has grown itself over decades of working with clients in their own therapy work and learning more and more about how to understand those systems and knowing that each of them is transformative in how we experience each other. For example, you might see somebody out in public and they're smarting off or being sounding mean to somebody inside the east. There's that person that really self-protective and really floppy and enemies. In your book. It's you when you think about it. Because if the person, it's interesting because it goes right along with my own model for how I understand how our brains work in conflict and in under threat. Because immediately a part of us that feels like a victim gets triggered and we feel overwhelmed, we feel stressed, we feel helpless and hopeless. And yet that part of us is still going with it that we don't want to leave that put out and available that they people get hurt, right? So we find ways to protect those vulnerable parts of ourselves. We do it by teaching everything that we are under control and we manage other people's reactions to us in ways that help us to feel safer. And that requires us to not be just think about what we're feeling or if it requires us to try to do something to please someone else so that we could feel safe. Or we might even flip into the self-reflective side of us, the parts of us that are doing the darn well demand that we get to correct it. And all of the lessons help us in a very complicated world, but you know that. You getting to the good what to the right thing. You can get it the one thing we just judging ourselves so harshly. Because I can think about unmoving things. We didn't talk about it when we were along. I understand the way as it, I had waited all morning long, and this is like around 1, and they had lost breakfast, so they weren't, and they just decided to turn over at the other side of the room while I was in, even though we got really good today. It's started with that sort of, when just believed that when it happened, I acted like a child. I pouted, I complained, I whined, and just acted obnoxious. And looking back at it, I'm really slow. The things all over to be done. And now I can go, oh, I'm crazy. People and it burns me. That was when those stuff like that. And it's not like, saying that it's okay that I can stay that way, but that not that really just felt good and things that we said. And I'm sure there's more things that more shot that part of the deal. And all these different parts of us can provide us with information about what we need to heal, what we need to grow, what our relationship need to do or not do. And it helps us to look for our core, the self that we are inside of all these different parts that can be connected with all of that system going. So that's why this is going to do it. Music from falling apart from not just to protect us from not sliding, not we want to. So all those different parts of the world and it's everything is all right. Getting up and down, the funky ideas, the different theory, the different, the